my man, Andre Dillard. He wants all that smoke today. He'll take on you. He'll take on you. He'll take on your sister, your mother, your grandmother, your aunt, your uncle, Howie Roseman. But first, he's coming for Derek Barnett. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well, be hanging in there. You know, the Eagles were back at their first practice since their preseason game versus the Jets. And to start it off, we had some great news. We had some tremendous news. We had news that Philly 500 gets excited about. We had DeVonta Smith return to practice, baby, and he just didn't return. He tore it up. Now, speaking of tearing things up, Andre Dillard wasn't playing either. He wanted all that smoke. We're going to get into it in a second. But before we do that, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like for Eagles daily content, NFL daily content. You don't want to miss it. We streamed the Eagles-Jets the other day. We're going to stream the Browns this week. It's going to be a lot of fun. And if you've been subscribed for a while, just double check. Double moonwalk check. Make sure you're still subscribed, because you know how YouTube does me. They do me all weird ways and unsubscribing people, all sorts of crap. You know, damn, I look good today. But anyways, let's not talk about my good looks. Let's talk about practice. Let's start off with this injury report, as people are texting me and I'm doing a video. Don't text me when I'm doing a video. All right. Here's the Eagles injury report today. Will not practice. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Not injury related. Well, maybe it's stink related. I don't know why the guy wouldn't practice. Grant Calcaterra, however the hell you want to say it, hamstring. LaRaven Clark, hamstring. Christian Ellis, hamstring. I mean, that's like a wrap. Javon Hargrave, toe. That must be a big-ass toe. Jason Kelsey, elbow. Jared Maiden, ankle. Miles Sanders, leg soreness. Boston Scott, concussion. Greg Ward, toe. Limited in practice. Britton Covey, thumb, and I don't mean his size of himself. His actual thumb, even though it may look like a thumb, but his actual thumb. John Hightower, groin. Jimmy Moreland, ankle. And we also had a little bit of Eagles breaking news during practice. Eagles released offensive lineman William Dunkel and linebacker Ali Fayyad. So those two guys are gone, and that's going to create some roster space, which, you know, we'll talk about in a minute or so, you know. But as far as practice goes, practice started out as normal, right? Started out regular, you do your drills, all that stuff. Hurts started out by underthrowing DeVonta. Then he rolled to his right and he threw a bullet to A.J. Brown, who makes a leaping catch with Bradbury on him. Then he tries a deep ball for Quez that Slay breaks up, according to Martin Frank. Okay? Most importantly, though, DeVonta Smith was back. And he started up his day, one-on-one drills versus Bradbury. He beat him long. Then he had the catch of the day, DeVonta Smith, that is, between two defenders. It was Zeke McPherson and Anthony Harris. Some people say it was Josiah Scott. There was actually conflicting reports about whether it was Harris or Scott, but it didn't matter. He went up between two players, came down with a ball. Both defenders fell on the ground, turned up, look, and they saw DeVonta Smith with the ball. Catch of the day, everybody loved it. DeVonta Smith had his most active day, had his best day of training camp after missing, 4 straight practices. So it was great to see DeVonta Smith back at practice. Man, I missed him. I missed you, DeVonta. I love DeVonta Smith. I love him. You know what I mean? He's my guy. And, you know, people were worried about the groin. I get a lot of comments. Is his groin okay? Is it going to be okay? Is this thing going to linger on? So I think it's just precautionary. I mean, really, if you look at their injury report and the injury list, most of it is precautionary. I don't think a lot of these guys would miss time if it was a game. We're doing okay injury-wise. Knock on wood, we haven't had anything serious yet. So far, so good. And that's what matters. As far as the offense goes, Jalen Hurts, I think he was pretty good today. He missed some throws, he made some throws. So of course, if some people on the internet and online are gonna say he was bad, some people are gonna say he was good. He was doing what he was supposed to do. He hit a couple nice bombs. He hit Quez Watkins on a nice bomb. He also missed Quez on a throw. He missed DeVonta Smith on a throw. It happens. It happens. Professor Kenneth Gainwell was back at practice. He had a fumble. Kaiser White stripped him. Kaiser White is another guy having a fantastic camp. I mean, maybe you're talking about maybe one of the most underrated steals of free agency, Kaiser White. Kaiser White, and I don't mean to jump around offense, defense, but he forces a fumble on Professor Kenneth Gainwell. You better wrap that up, Kenneth Gainwell. You better wrap that up. You can't be fumbling the ball. But Kaiser White, all he has done since coming to Philly is make plays. Whether it's training camp, whether it's a preseason game, I love the kid. I mean, I'm already thinking, I'm sitting there at night in bed going, waking up, how are we going to sign Kaiser White to an extension? We only played one preseason game. But he's been that impactful so far. So another good day from him. Another good day from T.J. Edwards, of course. And, 3 fumbles. The defense forced 3 fumbles today. So that's not good. The offense has to do a better job taking care of the ball. But by far, this was all about DeVonta Smith today. DeVonta Smith came back, and it was his most active practice. Jalen Hurts really targeted him today, trying to make up for lost time, I guess, with all those missed practices. Everything was going according to plan. Everything's going the right way. And then, you're wondering, what, Philly? Let me show you this. I wish I had a picture of this mother humper, but I don't. But let me show you this tweet here, because this is where it goes. This is where it starts. Right, this is where practice devolves into a brawl, baby. Dillard stood up Barnett in a one-on-one rep. Clear win for Dillard. And then it looked like Barnett took a swing at Andre Dillard. Fight ended up on the ground, no harm. Now, these two have a history together, okay? They've gotten into it before. But Andre Dillard wasn't playing. I'm sure he's going, I'm going to bat this guy in the head for all them offsides and false starts. This guy's always getting flags. Let me hit him good. So him and Barnett get into it, right? You're thinking, okay, they two got in a little fight. Okay, it is over. But nah. Andre Dillard wanted all that smoke. Okay, he wanted all that smoke. So then Andre Dillard gets into a second fight of the day, this time with Patrick Johnson. They had a little tiff earlier. Dillard stood Johnson up on a bull rush. Johnson gave a little more. And then Dillard bear slapped him in the helmet. It was broken up fairly fast. And then later on, Patrick Johnson and Dillard get into it again. This time, Johnson throwing haymakers and ripping off Dillard's helmet. They get a scuffle ensues, right? And they're all going at it. And in comes a little guy running across the field. Running, right? It's a little guy with glasses and a pencil protector. And he's running. And he's trying to break it up. And he gets there, and it's Howie Roseman. He's trying to break it up. The trainers are trying to break it up. Andre Dillard is fighting everybody. And he's fighting Patrick Johnson, and they're going, he's not literally fighting everybody, but he's fighting Patrick Johnson, but it feels like everybody. And then they're fighting, and Howie's trying to calculate the calculations of the angles of the punches thrown and all this kind of stuff, and it's getting crazy, and it's getting out of hand, and eventually they take Dillard, and they walk inside. They bring him inside, whether some people said it was just to calm him down, other people said he might have hurt himself when he got his helmet ripped off, but these guys got in it. Andre Dillard wanted all that smoke. He wanted it, and I loved it. He's out there double moonwalking that ass, double moonwalked. It's beautiful. I love it. I gotta tell you, I like it. I like a little fire from my players. I don't mind fighting. Buddy Ryan used to eat that stuff up. He used to love that stuff. I can't help it. I kind of do too. Kind of makes me feel like, it matters to him. He's fighting. I don't think training camp should be a place where you come and you have your little tea parties and you laugh, ha 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 ha, good to see you, ha ha ha. You know about this girl? I banged this girl, and then I did this, and then I got all this money, I got a new car. I don't want that. I want them fighting. I want them miserable. I want them hot. I want them sweaty. I want them in pain. I want them fighting. This should happen. It's a good sign. There's life. There's life in Andre Dillard, baby. His heart is beating. I love it. So they got into it, and that kind of became what everybody was talking about as practice ended and things like that. So it's going to be an interesting week. We got open practices with Cleveland. Jadeveon Clowney's there. Maybe we need to give him a couple slaps, for the past and some things that happened. But I expect them to be pretty physical practices. I think those teams are going to go at it. And hopefully Nick Sirianni doesn't sit there and go, hey, you know what? We had a really hard practices with Cleveland this week. We're going to rest our starters in preseason. I hope they don't do something like that. Practice hard and then do your preseason, play the preseason game hard. But you know what I mean? Go out there, practice all week, do what you got to do, but then play in preseason. And I only bring this up because if you remember last year when they had the open practice, I think it was with New England, they barely played the guys because they said that practices were so intense. I don't know. I want them to play in preseason. I want to be able to watch it, So it'll be interesting. But yeah, fight ensued, and you gotta love it. And I think today was 90-minute practice. DeVonta Smith's best day. Andre Dillard, who fighting everybody, and it's interesting. Also, we got to talk about this. There's 2 roster spots now open. So the question is what are the Eagles going to do with those roster spots? Are those spots for guys that they're going to bring in? I still think you need another running back. I still think you need another tight end. I mean, hell, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside isn't even practicing. He's not practicing, not injury related. What could it be? Your umbrella not open this morning? I mean, what could it be? So maybe they bring in somebody like that. Maybe they bring another offensive lineman in. Maybe I don't know what it could be. But we got to keep our eyes open because it looks like there's 2 spots that are right for some sort of move. Maybe somebody on special teams, they could also use that help as well. Anyways, that was practice today. Fantastic. I love to see guys getting at it. And DeVonta Smith back, of course, that's the most important thing. With that said, you may or may not see me later. Take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. And remember, it's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. Man, I gotta tell you, I have a newfound respect for Andre Dillard. I love the fact that he's fighting everybody. He's taking on all comers, man. I mean, there's haymakers being thrown, everything. So I kind of like it. I like my guys that have a little fight in them, a little dog in them. I think that's good. When you're at training camp, you're not supposed to be feeling good there to have fun and laugh. You're supposed to be there to work. You're supposed to be annoyed. You're supposed to get frustrated. It's hot. It's miserable. You're tired. You're thirsty. You want to drink. You're thinking about wife and matrimonial duties that you can't have until you come back from camp. Like you're a little bit riled up. You're ready to go. So to me, the fact that they're fighting, that tells me he's got some fight in him, some dog in him, and you know what? It's training camp. Congratulations and bravo, Andre Dillard. Denzel Washington out.